She said "I do" to someone who was already dead. A horror love story, psychological supernatural thriller. Every town has one love story people refuse to talk about, not because it ended badly, but because no one can explain how it ever happened. This is the story of Emily Parker and the man she fell in love with, a man who had been dead for 5 years. Chapter 1. The New Beginning. Emily Parker was 29, kind, independent, a successful architect who had just moved into the quiet town of Ashwood after accepting her dream job. She wanted peace. After a painful breakup, she promised herself one thing: no more relationships, no more heartbreak. Then, she met Daniel. He appeared every morning at exactly 7:15, always carrying coffee, always smiling, always waiting at the same bus stop. He wasn't handsome in the movie star sense. He was comforting, safe, like someone she'd known forever. One rainy morning, he offered her his umbrella. "I'm Daniel," she smiled. "I'm Emily." That was how it began. Chapter 2. The Perfect Man. Daniel remembered everything: her favorite music, her birthday, how she liked cinnamon in her coffee. He never looked at another woman, never raised his voice, never broke a promise. He seemed perfect, too perfect. There was only one strange thing. He never invited Emily to his house. Whenever she asked, he smiled. One day, she accepted the answer. Love makes people ignore questions. Chapter 3. Strange Warnings. Emily began hearing whispers, not voices, warnings. An elderly woman stopped her outside a grocery store. "You should leave that man," Emily laughed politely. "You don't understand." The woman grabbed her wrist. "No, you don't." The next morning, Daniel was waiting as usual. Emily told him about the encounter. His smile disappeared. "Don't speak to her again." His tone frightened her. For the first time, she saw anger. Then, it vanished, as though it had never been there. Chapter 4. Missing time. Emily started losing hours. She would leave work at 6, yet somehow arrive home after midnight. She remembered driving. Then, nothing. She blamed stress, until she checked her phone. There were photographs, hundreds, pictures of her standing in places she had never visited: an abandoned church, an old cemetery, a forgotten road in the woods. In every photograph, Daniel stood beside her, smiling. Chapter 5. The Photograph. One afternoon, Emily visited the town museum. She loved old architecture. While browsing historical photographs, she froze. There he was, Daniel, standing beside a classic car, wearing clothes from another era. The photograph was dated, 5 years earlier. She laughed. It had to be someone else. Until she looked closer. Same eyes, same smile, same face. Not older, not younger. Exactly the same. Chapter 6. The Grave. Emily searched town records. She found the name: Daniel Brooks. Born. Died. 5 years ago. Cause of death: car accident. Emily couldn't breathe. She visited the cemetery. His grave was real. Fresh white flowers rested beside the headstone. Someone had been visiting. Behind her, a familiar voice whispered, "You weren't supposed to find this." She turned. Daniel stood there, smiling, exactly as always. Chapter 7. The Truth. "I died," Daniel admitted quietly. "But I never stopped loving." Emily stepped backward. "This isn't possible. It wasn't supposed to happen. What are you?" "I don't know anymore." His eyes filled with tears. "I only know I waited until someone could finally see me." Emily ran. She never looked back, until she reached her apartment. On her kitchen table sat 2 cups of coffee, still warm. Daniel's favorite song played softly from the radio. She had unplugged it the night before. Chapter 8. The Proposal. For weeks, Daniel appeared everywhere. Never threatening, never violent, just present. One evening, he stood outside her apartment holding a small velvet ring box. "I don't want forever," he said quietly. "I just want one chance." Emily whispered, "You aren't alive." He smiled sadly. "I know." Chapter 9. The Wedding Dress. Emily woke wearing a white wedding dress. She wasn't in her apartment. She stood inside an abandoned church. Candles burned, An organ played by itself. Guests filled every pew. Every face was pale. Every pair of eyes stared without blinking. At the altar, Daniel waited, looking happier than she'd ever seen him. A voice echoed through the church. "We are gathered here." Emily screamed. The doors slammed shut. Chapter 10. Dawn. Emily opened her eyes. She was lying beside Daniel's grave, still wearing ordinary clothes. The church had vanished. The ring box rested in her hands. Inside, a simple silver ring. She threw it away, or so she thought. Ending, Emily left Ashwood forever. She never spoke about Daniel again. Years later, she became engaged to another man. On the morning of her wedding, someone knocked. 3 slow knocks. Knock, knock, knock. She opened the door. Nobody was there. Only a small velvet ring box. Inside, the same silver ring, and a note. "I promised I'd wait." Emily looked toward the empty street, far away. Near the old oak tree, a man stood smiling, holding 2 cups of coffee, exactly as he had on the first morning they met. Only this time, he slowly faded into the morning mist. The only thing I asked of you is to subscribe and comment what you would do if you were Emily.